How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over things you can do as a new player or during a new season. It doesn't have to be as a new player to earn that early Flame Elementium and early money in order to get your character into Tier 8. This is one of the hardest things for new players to do. I mean, hardest things for even experienced players to do, because a lot of the money in the game is going to be tied behind Tier 8. What that means is there's a lot of mechanics and things that don't show up until you get to Tier 8, so the faster you can get your character there, the better off you're going to be. The first thing we do want to take advantage of is the trader here. If you can see in the fuel shop, flame element or flame sand here can be traded for bound flame elementium here at a rate of 300 flame sand to 1 flame elementium. These are going to be bound, but this is kind of the stuff that you need in order to get your early crafts done. So you'll get some bound flame elementium here, and then you will also be getting some bound flame elementium from, there's 2 different events that will be going on. There is a daily challenge event where you go and there is a boss that you can challenge. I will replace this with some footage here, so let me show you guys on the actual league, because this is my character that's on standard. So for early game money to get your first initial crafts, you want to ensure that you are focusing on doing the boss conquest. So you can see here at the very beginning of the boss conquest, the first things that you actually start to get here are actually, before you get to these points here, is you're actually getting a decent amount of bound flame sand and bound flame elementium. This is going to help you push initially into Tier 8. Again, all of this bound FE that you can craft with. It's very nice. So you want to make sure you're going in and doing this guy. You can do him once a day to get, you won't get these rewards every single day, but you will get at least some tax vouchers that you will use later every single day. And then you are getting this early flame elementium at least. On top of this is you want to make sure that you are here going into your path of progression. And as you go through here on these journey phases, there is income to be gained from in here as well. So make sure you're going in here. Make sure you're completing these. There's some extra loot and extra money in here. So you can get this. You get the extra flame FE buffs. You're getting extra cards here for extra flame elementium. So this will help to ensure that you're getting a lot of that early money to help push you to earning more income. Alright, so now that we've gone over the funds that you can get from the seasonal events and from the Netherrealm kind of achievement thing that resets every single league, let's go over the actual void chart. So the void chart itself here is the other really good source of income. Early on, especially if you don't have any pets, if you have a level 5 or level 6 of a specific pet, then obviously that's going to end up being better for you to earn that early money than something else, right? So if you have the cube pet and you have it fully leveled up, you can make decent money out of cube very early. But if you do not have the cube pet, it's just nowhere near as good as what people are getting out of it for that, right? So there are other ways to make your early money that doesn't rely on having any pets. So one of the first ones is actually the kind of a bit of a boss rushing strategy, where you are focused on all of these drop chances here with the Elixirs of Oblivion, the Netherrealm Resonance, the Winding Keys, and then you can also put points in here into get duplicated flame sand, as well as energy cores. This is always tried and true. It's kind of like this bubblegum currency strategy that they are actually adding some extra profound talents here that can make it to where extra bosses can show up, but it will lower your overall loot outside of that. So for those that are looking to just do a boss rushing strategy, you could do that. I wouldn't necessarily focus purely on that. Like, as you go to level up, you're probably going to want to end up putting points early into this. Like, I will always end up putting the points into the chests, just because Lone Walker boots and Wind Breath Convergence. The ring for channeling stacks. They both always drop in there. The next thing is, again, early on I will end up taking the Another Realm Resonance as well, because you end up needing to buy the you need to buy maps as well, or you need to buy beacons rather. So those end up being something you end up needing to get early. The number one thing that can actually make money though for people early on is actually going to be through black sales. So with that, it's recommended, again, you just end up picking up all of your points here for black sale to make sure that it's showing up 100% of the time. And then you don't actually have to put the other points in here. These are kind of optional. You can't get this too focused to where it's always going to show up on one thing. So if it shows up on Whispers of Wealth, that's more likely that it's going to be something for leaning into dropping Flame Elementium. But the most consistent strategy for actually making money off of this is actually just going to be going straight into Whispers of Wonder, or just nothing at all. And you're going to be targeting memory scraps early on. So whatever one that it pops up that says that it is for memory scraps. Let's see if I can even just go showcase a map real fast. This character is not geared. Okay, let me show you on a different. Let's log over to a different character, and then we'll show you kind of what this looks like here. Because memory scraps really early on are selling for like maybe 5 to 1 FE. Sometimes even as low as like 2 to 3 per 1 FE. So what that means is that you can actually get quite a bit of money by just spamming black sale in your maps. And on top of this, you are going to be getting these hero memories that you have a chance to just spike hero memories that are very, very valuable. But the main thing you're going to be getting your money off of is just going to be memory scraps. So here, we'll just set this on T7, kind of where people may get stuck at. Let's make sure we're actually in a black sale tree here. And then, let's, I think we have something that's still black sale here. Maybe I didn't hear anymore. Oh, this one is right here. Oh, I was running black sale compass. Here, we'll swap over to this first one here. And we'll just run black sale compass here. I'm sure I have one on this character somewhere. So, don't need the dark search compass. Where's the black sale compass? Is that? There we go. So, for your sake, you're not going to need to run the compass. You're just going to be running the points to get this to show up 100%. So, that won't matter. But here, let me just zoom forward real fast. We'll kind of get through. So you can see these. You'll see basically that mod there that looks like it does a little like fire symbol, the purple fire symbol thing. That is going to be the black sale monsters that will dictate which black sale options you have choosing on the anchor. Typically, I will just pick whatever is the highest rarity. So if I have something here that's legendary and the other ones are like blue or purple, you can honestly just pick that, because the memory scraps option will show up on all of them no matter what. So if you are new to black sale, pretty much the only thing to worry out for or watch out for is there's going to be some blue tornadoes that pop up from time to time. Just try not to get hit by them. They kind of go in this pattern where they push themselves out, like the waves kind of go flowing outwards and then they flow back in. So just try to stay on like the corners and then you'll be fine. So when you get the anchor like this, the ones you want to be looking out for is this right here, right? You want to be stacking this either baseline chance for memory scraps to be dropping, so this 20% chance for a lot of memory scraps, or there will be ones that will just say it will just say X amount of memory scraps will drop guaranteed. And then once you're stacking those, then you are starting to stack this percentage chance for memory scraps to be doubled. Right, so you can get to the point where sometimes you're getting lucky enough to where you're getting like 300, 400 memory scraps from a single black sale, which obviously when you're starting to sell them for a decent amount of FE, adds up very, very, very quickly. On top of this, again, the recommendation is to be running this with the chests as well as the early bubblegum currency here, which is again the winding keys, the elixirs of oblivion, energy cores, and netherrealm resonance. That will just help you. You know, you're just going to be selling off things pretty quickly, as well as like the flame sand. But it is going to give you this very consistent income, and you're not having to worry about any pets or anything else. When you do get extra money on top of that, you can start putting them into other mechanics if you want to. But if you are just trying to kind of min-max and push it, you'll basically want to put some points into getting God of War, just to make sure that it's showing up. And other than that, it's most likely just going to be Black Sail. Pumping you all the way. I will start on this. I will get a void chart of it up. I'll make sure that it's posted in the spreadsheet once it's finalized and tested. I will be streaming, so I'll probably be ahead of like most of the people, and I'll be running a really long stream on the first day. So I'll have a void chart up. I'll have a stream up. So if there's any adjustments to it, like with the adjustments of the Oasis being added to the void chart, that might be worth adding a little bit better as well. But we'll get to some things tested if there's new stuff that gets added in to see if there's something that's even more profitable than what Black Sail is early on. But Black Sail is tried and true, very consistent. Everyone needs memory scraps. Everyone needs memories very early. And yeah, guaranteed income. It flows very well on tier 7 or below. It's not required, so you're still earning money even before you get yourself to tier 7. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And other than that, see you in the next one.